Okay, fine. Come.
Headline.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shrejasa. Today is Lansha. India is among first 13 to join US's Indo-Pac Eco Bloc Plan. Why is service charge still leave government to ask inquiries? 8 Raj laborers die as truck overturned in Purnia. Cops in UP sniff lovers suicide plan. Get them married in Thana. Which claim 2 lives in Madhepura village. A Mercury source so does sale of ice cream. Industry says 45% spike. Jilted lovers holds 3 of family. 6 cops hostage in Betia. Automated parking lot in city by July PMC. 65 trains cancelled, 32 hours still called off. Light train acquired lightly in state. A smart city mission adventures activities at Adalganj Ponso. Civil work for 2.2 kilometer long Ashok Rajpath flyover begins. Government plans all-party meeting on caste census in a state on May 27. Times for oppositions to join hands in India, Tejas says in London. Anti-flood work to begin from June 1st minute. Indians pleads to harm JDU and BJP. LS Speaker condoles death of Raj laborers. Bhagalpur civic body passes annual budget. Betia HP2 recommended gallantry awarded for cops. Nitish to review Ganga water lift project today. Nitish asks girls to fight social evils. Geography, physical education are two new PG courses at CUHB. Follow these plans before CBSE board exam. PPU to admit 1.50 lakh students to regular undergrad courses. At Geneva, India is out of WHO's excess death count. India 11 other join us initiative, but countries close to China stay away. India's US signed pact for more investment. India-Japan can be 2 pillars of secure region. PM opted. Union government reconstitutes PM-led interstate cons. Advocates targeting judges must face consequences. 2 killed in blast at MP chemical unit. Shah visit museum of PX, ask youngsters to explore it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. हमारे बड़े बड़े headlines. Headlines of this page and next.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sonam here. Today's headlines are: J&K government orders Sheikh Abdullah's name removed from police. In a surprise, Khadi Commission Chief Vinay Saxena, New Delhi, LD. Teen abuses UP CM to work as punishment. Dowry harassment. HC relief for man 80-year-old bedridden grandma. Verdict puts onus on judiciary to look for a convinced reformative qualities. RBI government rate hikes in next monetary policy means a no-brainer. India committed to free, open, and inclusive Indo-Pacific region. Bihar becoming hotspot of heli service booking frauds. You can't police. Pension rule tweaked for kin of mission staff in J&K and NE.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Kanchan Yadav. Let public stock be used for food aid India tells WTO. Why it's still tough to get an abortion in India despite a progressive law. BMC prepares word for cases of monkeypox. Over 9.14 lakh students registered for first edition of CIT UG.
Ukraine says 87.
Headlines.
Ukraine says 87 were killed in Russian airstrike last week. Trial shows 3 COVID shots protect kids under 5.
Pfizer कंपनी का नाम है.
Biden says willing to use force to defend Taiwan against China. Long fuel quiz persists in Lanka despite a scramble to deliver supplies. 21-day isolation for monkeypox infected in UK. Unable to a Russian owned refinery stands between Germany and oil embargo. UN rights chief kicks off limited access visit to India. Prolonged high temperature may hurt growth. Moody's. Steel prices likely to fall by up to 15% EEPC. Center's flagship scheme to gain from duty reduction to drug regulated NPPA starts exercise to cap steel margins.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fillet of fish of McDonald menu. इसको पूरा पढ़ो तो. This one.
Good afternoon to all of you. My name is Arsu Kumari.
Today's headlines are
इसको इसको कवर करो इसको। मैकडोनल्ड में रशिया और यूक्रेन के वजह से जो वॉर हो रहा है उसमें फिश की सप्लाई कुछ है उससे
Flight of fish of MCD menu as war hits ingredient flow. The Russia-Ukraine war has had an unlikely casualty. MC Donald's field felt of fish burger. From Mumbai to Delhi, the sudden disappearance of this popular dish from the burger chain's menu has left consumers flummoxed. It is my go-to burger every time I visit MC Donald's, said Shruti Guha, a Mumbai-based ad advertising professional, but for a couple of days I have not been able to find it at MC Donald's outlets or even online. It's a similar story at the office of a tech startup in South Delhi. I usually order the field of fish from MC Donald's for lunch because it's light compared to a chicken burger. But our office peon has been returning empty-handed. He says it's not available at any outlet. Said Bilkul that a graphic designer, while a MC Donald's spokesperson in the capital didn't comment on the story. A source told TOI that shipments of Alaska followed the fish from which the patty of the MC Donald's fillet of fish burger it may have been hit. Among other places, Alaska pollock is found in high concentration in the Bering Sea, which is adjacent to Russia. Supplies may be restored soon. It seems likely a temporary glitch, said the source without sharing any other details. While fish like Hilsa is imported to India from Bangladesh, Atlantic salmon from Norway and Basha from Vietnam, India does not depend on the EU for the supply of fresh fish, according to Matthew Joseph Co-Pressure to Home, the business to consumer beef tissue industry is predominantly driven by the demand for fresh and local breeds of fish. He said, so far we have not experienced adverse impact due to the ongoing war. This, however, is not the first time that popular items have been pulled out without warning from the main of the fast food chains operating in India. A few years ago, consumers at MC Donald's outlets across North and East India found their burgers and wraps by left or tomatoes. At the time, the US burger chains had blamed the absence of tomatoes on poor quality crops. Similarly, in 2018, top pizza chains such as Domino's and Pizza Hut abruptly removed pork pepperoni, pepperoni pizzas from their menus to the dismay of a large section of non-vegetarian consumers while the fast food giants blamed supply shortage. Smaller biotic pizza chains serving pepperoni refuted the claims. Refuted it. Refuted the claims. Thank you.
Welcome. Sure. This one. Biden says Biden. This one.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mukul, and today's headline is Biden says willing to use force to defend Taiwan against China. US President Joe Biden said on Monday he would be willing to use force to defend Taiwan, capping a series of critical comments about China. While in Asia, that an aide said represented no change in US policy toward the self-ruled island. Biden's remarks made during his first visit to China since taking office, and as Japanese PM Fumio Kishida looked on, appeared to be a departure from existing US policy of so-called strategic ambiguity on Taiwan. China considers the democratic island its territory under its one China policy and said it is the most sensitive and important issue in its relationship with Washington. When a reporter asked Biden during a joint news conference if the US would defend Taiwan if it were attacked, the president answered yes. That's the commitment we made, he said. We agree with the one China policy. We have signed onto it and all the intended agreements made from there. But the idea that it can be taken by force, just taken by force, is just not appropriate. Biden added it was his expectation that such an event would not happen or be attempted. A White House official later said there was no change in policy towards Taiwan. China's foreign ministry said the US should not defend Taiwan's independence. The president's national security has shifted in their seats as he responded to the question on Taiwan. Several looked down as he made what appeared to be an unambiguous commitment to Taiwan's defense. Biden made a similar comment about defending Taiwan in October. At that time, a White House spokesperson said Biden was not announcing any change in US policy, and one analyst referred to the comment as a gaffe. Despite the White House insistence that Monday's comments did not represent a change of US policy, Grant Newsom, a retired US Marine Corps colonel and now a research fellow at the Japan Forum for Strategic Studies, said the meaning was clear. This statement deserves to be taken seriously. Newsom said it is a clear enough statement that US will not sit by if China attacks Taiwan. While Washington is required by law of Washington.
जी silent करो Washington.
While Washington is required by law to provide Taiwan with the means to defend itself, it has long followed a policy of strategic ambiguity on whether it would intervene militarily to protect Taiwan in the event of a Chinese attack. Biden made other tough comments about Beijing's increasingly assertive posture in the region, saying the hope Russian President Putin would pay a price for his invasion of Ukraine, in part to show China what it would face if it were to invade Taiwan. Thank you.
जिसको मौका नहीं मिला है एक मिनट, those who have not got the chance.
Sorry.
कम मैं उसको 2 मिनट को मिला उसको, उसके बाद हाँ मिला
Thank you.
Okay. Come on, sir. Okay. This one from here to here. Simple. Okay. Markets.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sonu. Today headlines are
Today's news.
Today news. Equality incidents. halted away a good start to close with mustard losses on the Monday, pressured by the heavy selling in the market stock after the government imposed export duties on steel marketing raw material to curb scoring price. The 30-share BSc Sensex opened strong and gained momentum as the session progressed, but cannot under server selling pressure in the afternoon trade to close 37.8 points lower at the 54,288.6. On similar lines, the border NSE 9 NIP shifting 51.4 points or 0.3% to end at 16 and at 16,214.7. Metal stocks took a no after the government on Saturday hiked the tax on the export of iron ores and concentrated to 50% and imposed a duty of 45% on iron pellets in a bid to increase their domestic availability and curbs scoring steel price. Tata Steel was a biggest loser in the Sensex pack, plummeting 12.5% of float by Ultratech Cement. ITC Power Grid, HDFC Bank, BSc-IT and Reliance Tech and Reliance Industries. In contrast, M&M, Maruti, HUL, Larsons and Tubro, Asian Paints, Kotak Mahindra Bank and Wipro were among the gathered, climbing so much as 4.1%.
Thank you.
Red shirt. इसके बाद
From here to here. Take it Pfizer and BioNTech. Trial shows 3 COVID shots protects kids under 5.
The trial shows 3 COVID shots of protect kids under the 5. Pfizer and BioNTech said Monday that preliminary findings of a clinical trial of children younger than 5 showed 3 doses of their coronavirus vaccine produced a strong enough immune response to meet the criteria for the regulatory authorization. In a news release, the companies announced results from a subset of a trial of 1,678 children ages 6 months through the 4 years, saying the 3-dose regimen had been 80% effective in preventing symptomatic infection. No supporting data was disclosed and the companies did not say how many children were in the subset. A spokesperson for the Pfizer said comprehensive results from the trial will be disclosed next month. Both Pfizer and Moderna are hoping to win authorization to vaccinate U.S. youngest children. About 18 million children under 5 are the only Americans not yet eligible for the vaccination against the coronavirus. The Food and Drug Administration has tentatively scheduled 3 dates in June where experts will meet and likely decide whether to authorize the Pfizer COVID vaccine for under 5s and the Moderna vaccine for the under 6s, which is given as 2 shots of 25 micrograms.
Thank you. This one. Free speech lesson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today's news is
Relax.
free speech lesson. A Delhi magistrate eloquently explained what freedom of expression means. Cops and court take note. A Delhi court, 4 pages wide, order should become a mandatory. A reading for police and judicial officer everywhere. Skeptically, given this fraught time for free speech, while quickly freeing Ratan Lala, an associate professor of history at Delhi University. Hindus College arrested Friday night for a Facebook post on the Gayanvati Mosque. Controversy mosque, sorry, sir. Mosque. Chief Metropolitan Magistrate Siddharth Malik gave a fine lesson in what free speech means. That another person's view may offend you doesn't mean that person has committed an offense, and a demonstration in nothing without a wide diversity of opinion. Extraordinary. Extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Extraordinary Lal was booked under IPC section 153A promoting enmity between different groups and on the ground of religion on a complaint logged by a local lawyer. Malik noted that with over 130 crore Indians and issues can have a 130 crore different views, and that feelings of hurt nursed by an individual cannot be equated with targeting an entire group of a community. Significantly, give how police use these laws. He said determining the presence of absence and intention of to create animosity by word are subjective. Too, as a Malik explained, he personally found Lala's post
Explain.
Lala's post text
Distasteful.
distasteful and unsatisfactory. As a proud follower of the Hindu religion, but another may agree with the professor, and still other may have varying degrees of discrimination, where the criminal appears in any of them. But the
Relax.
Then
चलो रिलैक्स चलो फिर कर रहे हैं नेक्स्ट टाइम करेंगे ठीक है कम माय फ्रेंड वो जरा उसको उसके पीछे जो न्यूज़ तो न्यूज़ तो बहुत सारा है अब है कि कुछ है कि जो हमको सुनने में हमको सुनना है उसके लिए सुनवाते हैं civil work for 2.2 kilometer long Ashok Rajpath flyover begins.
Respected sir, my dear friends, a very good afternoon to you all. Today's news are as follows. Civil work for 2.2 kilometer long Ashok Rajpath flyover begins. The construction work for the proposed 2.2 kilometer long double-decker flyover on the congested Ashok Rajpath, starting from Kargil Chowk, Gandhi Maidan to Science College by Patna Medical College Hospital PMCH, has started with piling work between Khajanchi Road and Patna College, said officials of the Bihar Raj Pul Nirman Nigam Limited. The flyover being constructed at an estimated cost of rupees 422 crore is likely to be ready by 2024. Total length of the Tier 1, which starts from the Patna College and ends at BBM College, will be 1.50 kilometer, whereas the Tier 2, starting from Kargil Chowk and ending at Science College, will be 2.2 kilometers long. The work on the stretch from Patna College to Khajanchi Road has been going on for the last couple of weeks. After soil testing, utility works, widening of road, and diversion, the contractor has executed the pile work on the pillars will be raised for the flyover. All the electric poles have been removed and footpaths on either side of the road has been included to widen the road, said Khurshid Karim, Senior Project Manager of BRP NNL. He told TOI on Monday that he told Times of India on Monday that the piling work will be done in a gap of 30 meters following which casting of piers and in pillars and installation of cross arm at the flyover level will be done. Karim said the proposed elevated road would have two exits for the PMCH road. Its upcoming 3 multi-level car parking. Accordingly, Tier 2 starting from Kargil Chowk will be connected to the top floor of one of the MLCPs, while Tier 1 starting from Patna College will be connected to PMCH MLCP, and the grade level existing will also be connected. This will give a smooth traffic movement to ambulances going to PMCH. Once completed, the traffic movement on this route will be diverted to these two tiers, providing much relief to commuters, he said. He added the Tier 2 road will end at Science College and Krishna Ghat. This route will also connect to the upcoming Ganga path, which is coming up on the southern flank of River Ganga. The length of multi-level car parking loop will be 145 meters, whereas the Tier 1 and Tier 2 road width will be 8.5 meters each. The width of the proposed flyover will be reduced a little near the Khudabaks Oriental Library to save the George Curzon Reading Hall from demolition. The Tier 2 will be only for the traffic coming from Gandhi Maidan, while the Tier 1 will cater to the traffic movement coming from eastern side of Ashok Rajpath. CM Nitish Kumar has laid the foundation stones for the double-decker flyover project in December last year. It will be second double-decker in Bihar after Chhapra. Thank you.
नहीं तुम on the side. So, this one.
65 trains formally here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adarsh Kumar, and today's news is 65 trains cancelled, 32 hours strict call off. People of Bararia in Lakhisar district who had been squatting at the tracks since Sunday, demanding restoration of a stoppage of at least 7 passenger train at the station. The call of the 32 hours against around 6 p.m. on Monday. The agitation, however, forced the railways to cancel 65 trains and divert the route of 71 others since Sunday. East Central Railway (ECR) Chief Public Relations Officer Virendra Kumar said the aggregation was withdrawn after the railways agreed to restore a stoppage of Patliputra Express at Bararia station within 15 days. He said grant of a stoppage for 6 other passenger trains at the station would be considered in 2 months after Railways Board approval. Earlier, the movement of trains on Patna, Howrah mainline route remained suspended for 32 hours due to the agitation. The locals were demanding restoration demanding restoration of a stoppage of several trains that had been suspended due to COVID pandemic. And RPF officials said a strong move of people reached Bararia station all of a sudden around 10 a.m. on Sunday and sat on a dharna. When Hatia Patliputra Express passenger train reached the station, the agitators sat on rail tracks and agitators sat on the rail tracks and blocked the train movement. They started raising slogans carrying red flags in their hands.
Agitators का मतलब जो अगस्त में जो आंदोलन करते हैं.
The motive to seize the master room of the station, but RPF and GRP personnel failed their attempt, the official said. East Central Railway (ECR) Chief Public Relations after Virendra Kumar said at last 65 passenger train, including MEMUs and DEMUs running on different routes in Danapur, Samastipur, and Sonpur division, has been cancelled due to agitation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take it. Over to you. Next class. We'll continue again. Great.